friends, this is Jess finally bringing you another Quest Logs Book Logs. This is number 9. I got things on my phone just for I won't go overboard this time. And you won't always see visuals, me showing you. But I will include pictures where I can. We're going to start with the games that I have beaten because, easiest thing there. I beat Sticky Business. Honestly, most of it, I didn't do the DLC, but it was a fun little game once I turned off the time limit. But yeah, I was going to say, you put different, stickers, different requests, what people ask, and then you can build up your store. That is absolutely fun. I think this is the longest go that I've played, so I wouldn't have as much to say about it. Blood Money, guys. Yeah, it is a game. It is an official game, in a way. And actually, it was sort of fun, in a way, right? Although I jokingly recorded a lot of footage for One of My Life Without a Filter, but the game was, yes, morbid, but very fun. Trust me, guys, it can be very cathartic to play. But don't let the cute visuals fool you if you're a younger audience somehow watching this. Don't play it. Human expenditure program. Okay, this is one of the things that I have the least to talk about. It's probably out of everything on this list the least likely a game, even over its prequel, Blood Money, because it's like a little virtual pet thing with Harvey, but it's from the wife's point of view that she was taking advantage of him. Yes, spoilers, I forgot to tell ya. And it's mostly story-based, from her perspective, and you're the one that does the least amount of damage in this one, unlike the other. It's just more like a little Tamagotchi thing, in a way, the best way to explain it, but with a morbid, story in it. Coffee Talk! Well, guys, it took me a while to play this, but it was fun, guys. The story was great. Some of it I did kind of skip through, oops, but I did kind of replay some of it, and it was really, I love the storytelling in this game. The characters are all so memorable, and in some way, there is little gameplay in it. You just have to make the coffee, but it's the story. That is what the game is meant for. Someday I might play Coffee Talk too. Get it? But just not at this point. Tavern Manager Simulator. Guys, where do I go with this? I enjoyed it, right? Especially the earlier stages. But after a while, when you pretty much didn't have to do very much, it was kind of, very minimum in a way, but you still did have to remember to do things like cooking some extra things so your servers could have the food to deliver or make the drinks and that. For me, spoilers, the most frustrating thing was the King Quest at the end of it, but that was part of my own fault. So it's repetitive after a while, but again, while you build it up, it is really, interesting, similar to the trading card game simulator, but not in a way. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Guys, this was so much fun. Even to the point where it was in my top favorite video games video that you saw earlier. I didn't make that decision until after I beat this game this time around. Because I had such a time with it. I made myself little goals. I smashed them. It was sort of really relaxing to play. And I looked forward to playing it each time I went on, except for I know the more I played, the sooner I was going to finish. I made my own ending because there wasn't really an ending. But it was so satisfying. I paid all my house loans. I got a lot of upgrades and town projects. I got Brewster, right? I did a lot. I didn't upgrade the Timmy's store fully, but that's okay. I got a few of its upgrades up. and I felt really good about it. I even got some cool Nintendo things, through the coins that I had. Finally, Pokemon Omega Ruby. Guys, oh my gosh, I did a Nuzlocke in this, and it was so much fun. Like, I even did EV trading. I did, because I knew it was a Nuzlocke. So, I was, oh, man, like, what was so funny is that I did so good. Like, this game is supposed to be notoriously hard. I mean, not as hard as, like, Whitney, notoriously, in Poet or in Johto, but notoriously hard with, like, Winona, Watson, well, back in the old days, Watson. Norman, I didn't have one loss until Steven's Metagross. And it was my starter of all things. Like, literally, it was his final Pokemon, too. But hey, if that's my only loss, then I did pretty darn good in this game. But I was sad. Like, literally, it was on a sliver of health, and somehow the healing thing didn't mean anything where, oh, I get a turn, he healed. Nope. That was kind of bad foresight on my part. But after getting an impact out of free turn, Beta just kicked his ass. But, yeah, I feel so bad for my Swampert. My Mega Swampert. I mean, the game was over. He lasted till the very end, and he did most of the work against Metagross. So I could just say that. So now, guys, let's get to the books that I've finished, including The Golden Compass. Finally, guys, I have this finished. My gosh, was it ever good? Like, I listened to it near the end of it to help me finish it, but I'm glad I did, because I actually fully enjoyed the story, not forcing my head to completely read it, because my processing ability is slower than most. Doesn't mean I can't cognitively understand things. It just means that it takes me a while to process what I'm reading, which means that I read slower or less in a day than some people would. And my attention span too, but hey, I just loved to start with right. I loved all the characters. Well, the good characters. Some of the bad ones just kind of made me. But I think my favorite character is Pandaliman. And Lyra herself, she grows so much in this book alone. And this is the first one of his Dark Materials trilogy, which again, I'm not going to right away because I have another series that I would have finished first, but I'm glad that I did read this. It was a long time coming for me. Several quest logs, book logs this was in, and now I can finally say that I'm at the end of it. Speaking of series, The Castle of Lear. Guys, this is the series that I was talking about. I want to finish the Chronicles of Prydain first before I go to either the Golden Compass or any other, or, Dark Materials or any other new fantasy series. Oh gosh, guys. Yes, it was a slow start, and I listened to a lot of it, like I did with the Golden Compass. But really, this was, to me, a little more easy going than the other two books. I do definitely, for content like the Black Cauldron more, like the story, it's great. But for an easier read or a more lighter read, content-wise, not like challenge-wise, but at first it was slow, as I said. This is the book for you. Like, it seems more like there's stakes, yes, with spoilers, with Elodie being kidnapped, but it just seems to be a little more adventurous, whimsical. I definitely think I'm reading the tone wrong. That's just from my perspective. Again, Black Cauldron is definitely still my favorite of them, but this might be a second right now, but I've only read 3 of the 5, so yeah, without spoiling it, honestly, a really, really great book. Here we are, 1959 to 1960 of the complete Peanuts. Man, I loved this volume. We meet little baby Sally in this volume. Linus gets a crush on his teacher. Charlie Brown's poor baseball team struggles a lot. But, yeah, as I said, there's a lot of stories in here that is hard to tell. So I can't go through all of it, unlike the other books that actually have story, based. And it's all straight. So, yeah, pick that up. Read it. It comes from beneath the sink. Yeah, one of those cursed monster, stories. I loved the characters, like Kat and Daniel. Like, and the fact that no one would believe Kat with the monster. I think what was it called, Gruel or something? But it's just bad, having all bad things happen to you. I would be horrified. Garfield eats his heart out. I just loved the storylines in this. Like, Garfield was a terrible, cat food representative. Like, he says what he feels about everything. So could you just picture him hating the cat food? Like, he's a human. He loves people food a lot. And of course he visits a psychiatrist. I mean, I always consider Garfield a little nuts, but that's what I loved about him. Right? He's unapologetically, himself. And that's why this is probably my third favorite strip. Maybe sometimes even tied for second with Peanuts at times. But man, the barking ghost. Guys, I loved this one too. I mean, imagine being turned into an animal. And also imagine having, like, this, I'd say, unlike the episode of it, spoilers, this has a dark ending for the main characters. Where in the episode, it was to the brother who was bullying the main character. This one, they don't quite get it right. And they just become resigned to their fate. Well, you know what? I don't know whether I could call that a dark ending or a twisted, like not completely dark. Like, I mean, it's dark because it happened. They didn't win. They didn't get back to their bodies. But it's the fact that they were resigned to it, even almost accepting and embracing it, makes it a little less of a blow and more of a, well, this is our life now. F us. But oh well. Right? Like, I don't know. I mean, again, I'd hate to have a situation like that happen to me. I mean, yes, life would be easy, especially if I was a dog or a cat, but my mind would still be the same. I would still have all these overwhelming worries. I mean, maybe they would evaporate after a while when I knew they don't apply to me anymore. But I don't know. Now this I gotta be careful with because there's a page flying out of it. They tore at Camp Jelly Jam. Guys, I loved this. I absolutely loved this. And I'm so disappointed there's no episode based on this. Like, the idea of sending your kid away to summer camp for them to be turned into slave laborers and possibly be getting killed. Eden. Like, that is so warped. And maybe this is why they don't have an episode. Or they just didn't have the budget for King Jelly Jam himself. But they've had good, effects in that before. Like, guys, you had a golden opportunity here for this book. Yes, I know there was like the Camp Nightmare episode and they was like, oh, maybe that's a little too similar. No, no. Spoilers for the horror, or, Camp Nightmare. There actually was a real threat in here. Where in the other one, it was a test. No one was really hurt. This one, you had real threat, you know. Again, so again, that could be another reason they didn't do it, because I don't think kids would handle it. Guys, that is why Are You Afraid of the Dark is the better TV show. Yes, I said it. They showed kids getting hurt, right? One even killed. Okay, maybe not. They didn't show the full carnage, but yeah. Sorry, Goosebumps. You're great for a book series, but for a TV show, as hindsight, it's not bad, but they didn't go far enough. I don't think. The Call of the Wild, great illustrated classics, guys. This is one of the more recent ones that I have, you know, read, and I loved it. Guys, don't judge great illustrated classics, because it is just a bit of a watered down version of the original books. And it tells the whole story. Like, I tried the original the Call of the Wild, and I had a hard time with it. This watered it down just enough so I could enjoy the story fully. And maybe someday I'll try the Call of the Wild again, knowing what the story is, and just ignore the hard parts. Like with great illustrated classics, they do cut out some storylines, but from what I've read, for this version anyway, or this particular great illustrated classics, they didn't cut back too much, just the flowery text. So I just loved it, but although I'll admit, it is dark, really dark. So guys, it is watered down, but it isn't always meant just for kids. Like, some of the things they put in this book, like the content, I'd say is at least a late middle school level, if anything. Like, I'll just put this way. With spoilers, if you don't want to be spoiled, go away. Everyone Buck loves dies. Okay, but they don't shy away from the death description of the death either. Like, reading this book really opened my eyes, for sure, to great illustrated classics. I got them anyway because they were cheap enough and a bit of a watered down version, but I wasn't so sure of them until I read this book. They do ease it out with the descriptive language, but they keep what's true to the story true. So guys, don't feel ashamed about reading these versions. It'd be the same thing as listening to books. If you're able to enjoy reading something because you read the easier versions, then that's great. Do it. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on if I know I can't handle it and there's a version that's easier or watered down. On the bank of Plum Creek. Well, guys, Laura and her family go through a lot in this book. They have to move again. They start school. Spoilers, their crops go awry. So they have to do what, like, their father has to go and find work elsewhere. He goes missing for a while, though. He doesn't come home for a while. Like, a lot happens here, and I loved it. Like, Laura's growing up. Little Carrie is growing up to a degree too, and so is Mary. They're all going through hardships back then, but they seem to be finding their way to make do with it. I still can't believe how they entertained themselves back then. I guess that now that we have, all this technology and stuff, you know, it's hard to remember that there was a time where none of that was available and kids had to actually, like, entertain themselves. And people had to, do other things and keep themselves busy. That actually was productive. Maybe we should just grab the tablets and everything from kids and leave them for a week and see what they'll do. Or maybe we should not do that at all. That would just be stupid. And I believe the final book here is the Night of the Living W2. Guys, I did not like this at all. Poor Amy. Like, she was almost the good one before, and then she was always the one in this book to get in trouble, because of Slappy. Like, I just want to say this. I know it happens sometimes, right? A lot of it, but I absolutely hated it. Like, she got so undeniably, undeservedly scalded and labeled insane. Like, that's one thing I don't care much about the Slappy books. The poor, poor kids in this book. But yeah, okay. Let's get on to the games that I am currently playing, which I actually have here. It could change. All these could change. Pokemon Legends ZA. I am almost finished, guys, but it's just I'm at a point that I'm having some health problems. I'm okay, but it's a little bit stimulating for me, so I'm taking breaks on and off. But I am enjoying this game. I'm going towards the last few, rogue megas. So, I mean, I could have waited to do this video, but I said I shouldn't hold this off any longer. Same thing for the next game, Persona 4, or 4 Golden. I am less close, I think, to beating the game than I am with Legends ZA, but also about as close. There's more storyline. I'm at the point where I'm at, like, I did the second to last dungeon. There's mostly story to go now, and then Haven. So I just have more story, extra days to fill, because I'm in October in the game. So I'm close. No, I'm in September. Okay, I can't really decide. Early October, yes, early October, I think, in the game. And I'm really enjoying this game, guys. I mean, I added it in my favorite list, right? Even though I didn't beat it yet. It's a really, really good game. And, again, because of stimulation, that's why I'm taking my time with that game as well. It's not as bad as Pokemon Legends ZA. I would put that up before Legends ZA if I was having a flare-up. But it still is in a similar vein. Pokemon Sword. Guys, I just started this game. I never beat this on this channel, so I figured I would go to that over Scarlet or Violet right now. Maybe I'll still play that on and off. But guys, I just started. I didn't get to, the town to start the whole, I didn't even battle, Hop yet for the, referral from the champion. But I'm just catching Pokemon and enjoying it right now. That's what I'm going to do. Catch as many Pokemon. No Nuzlocke. Just enjoying the ride of Pokemon Sword. And this one has the DLC, so I'm going to do a little bit with the DLC as well. I'm going to get as many Pokemon as I can. Now, the next 3 games, there is one more. Ooblets. Yes, this is going to be another game I'll switch between Sword and that. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm going to try my best to look at a walkthrough and get as far as I can this time, but I think I would still pick up Pokemon Sword before Ooblets. Right? So, yeah. I'm looking forward to playing it. It's a fun, different game. It has farm, it has monster raising, it's dancing, it quirky characters, everything. Now, guys, I have 2 games listed here. Well, 3, but I'm not going to mention them, and you will hear them in my Easter video. But I got 2 games that I'm adding to this list that I don't want to announce because they're going to be in my Easter video that I got them. But keep in mind, you'll know when you see my Easter video what these are and that I'm playing these games. Now, I didn't put too many games on here, but it could change. And maybe 2 other games I might consider is Pokemon Legends Arceus and Tamagotchi Life. But they're on and off, right? So I didn't write them down, but I'm not going to add any more. If I play them, I will beat them, I'll announce them in the game. But besides that, I'm not going to say any more. Now, guys, in this bag, here is the games, okay, the books that I am reading. Revenge of the Long Gnomes. I just barely started. I'm a page or two into it. This is another example of what I'm saying, where poor kids get the short end of the stick, if you know what I mean. Yeah, the poor guys are, poor guy, like, poor Joe. Winnie the Pooh I am now, and I'm a little further into this than The Revenge of the Long Gnomes. I'm on page 21 now. The second story is about to start in this, and I'm enjoying it so far. Like, the whole, trying to get the honey thing, the bees not being stupid. Oh, gosh. Guys, I know this is a series, but I'm not worried about finishing this series at this point, finishing this book. Like, I don't own the others. That's what I mean. I'm not going to worry about collecting a whole others right now. If I really want to read it, then later I might get the second one, but I'm not worried like I did with the others. But I'm enjoying this so far. Alright, guys, let's talk about this one. I am still going to include this in the list because I can't optimistically completely, read it by next time. But I am like 126, so I'm halfway through at least. So it's a little bit more than halfway through, so I just have to maybe make a little plan for it. This is at the lowest part of my priorities to read. By the shore of Silver Lake, this is the next in Laura's journey. Like, a lot of things happen, more positive, some negative. But I love how she's riding that horse. And she's out in the field, like, but didn't read any of this yet, so I can't give much of it. Okay, guys, this might be a little bit iffy for you guys because it isn't really quite the time of year. I'm still reading this. I'm on page, let me see, 95 now. I have to write the page number down, so I'm kind of sort of close to finishing it. It's a comic book. I've been enjoying it so far. I mean, Christmas stories, guys. What wouldn't you like about them? And I figured I should at least finish this anyway because I started. It was unlike the other. It's not as difficult. Still, Dilbert, still pumped from the mouse. Yes, guys. It's another Dilbert book for me to read. I already got one for Christmas. I might add later and read, but I'm not adding to it. Although, yes, the elephant in the room, I know Scott Adams passed away. I forgot to mention it in one of my other videos, but yeah, R.I.P. to the man who actually made a pretty good series. Yeah, not in my favorites list, but it is funny enough. But it's like, wow. Sensory deprivation shaper is cubicle. Oh my gosh. You know what? That is true. Although, to be fair, for me, that might be ideal. A sensory deprivation area. Speaking of great illustrated classics that I talked about earlier, The Jungle Book. Guys, I guess this is supposed to be a pretty hard book, the original. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I figured this would be where I'd be interested in next. Because I love animals. And I hear that it's kind of dark, too. Like, unlike Disney that watered it down drastically, that this book is supposed to be a pretty dark book. And if this is anything like The Call of the Wild, I have high expectations for you, Jungle Book. The Call of the Wild didn't hide the gore. Let's hope you don't either. Alright, I know, I'm scalding a book and talking to a book, but I'm being serious. If Call of the Wild held its true, dark nature, then I hope this does as well. At least, maybe not as dark as the original, baby, but at least somewhat. Garfield, Fat Cat, 3-pack, volume 3. So this has Garfield sits around the house, Garfield tips the scale, Garfield loses his feet. So that is the 7th, 8th, and 9th book. So 3 books technically, but this is going to be counted as one. Like I'm reading all of this as one thing. So that would be kind of 3 books added to my reading, thing. It's cheaper getting it this way than ordering the 3 separate. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Alright, guys. Goosebumps. You're probably thinking, oh, any more Goosebumps? A Shocker on Shock Street. Yes, I hear this book is really good too. Like they go to an amusement park, Aaron and Marty, and they see a whole bunch of monsters that seem real. And it's like I've watched the episode of it too and everything. So I'm looking forward to actually reading the book version because to be fair, half the Goosebumps books I haven't fully read that I remember as a child, but I liked some of them, like The Haunted Mask too. This time it's Steve Boswell who's the main character. And he is the victim of the mask. I do remember reading this as a child in his first one. Like, I read select ones because I liked certain episodes. So this is my first time reading the series as a whole. So it's pretty exciting that way. It's like I'm bringing you on this journey with me, reading Goosebumps, but I'm looking forward to reading this. I can't believe I'm actually at the point where I'm reading this book. The Complete Peanuts, 1961 to 62. Yes, the second half of it. So it's just, I don't know much about this one here again. It's the next couple of years in Peanuts. And I'm going to take my time with this because I don't have another Peanut volume. It may not for a little bit because I'm saving money for other things. So I'm going to savor this one. Like a lot. And hopefully it doesn't disappoint. We have Lloyd Alexander, Chronicles of Friday, Book 4, Terran Wanderer. So this one is just more... So he has become a hero, wow. And he's trying to win the hand of Princess Ilonley, and then... Oh, and he gets to see the 3 witches from the Black Cauldron. So this is going to be an interesting book. The fact that he's a hero now. Terran, that is awesome. And the final book that I put to read. The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I figure, guys, that I need to have a bit more variety. And I remember reading this in middle school, I believe. Or late elementary. But I'm pretty sure it was early middle school. And I read it then, so perhaps it might be a little different because my attention span, but I really think, guys, that this will be a good book. Like, it's a heroic journey of friendship and belonging, and I like that it talks about the social classes and all that here, with the socks and the socks, and I don't know if they have I don't think they have a name. Socks is like the socials, the rich. And, like, again, I hear this is a really good book, and I've read it when I was younger. I don't know if it'll be as good as I remember. And it has a total of 178 or 79 pages. Maybe a little, 180 pages. So, if I understand it enough and get used to it, I could probably read it okay. So yeah, guys, like, there's probably other things that I'll read in that too, but this is just the outline of things that I plan to read and play. I do apologize that I didn't have physical representation for everything, but I will include pictures and stuff in it. I was just kind of getting organized with everything. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe and help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.